संविधान ना ही कठोर ना ही लचीला है, परंतु ये तो वह मार्गदर्शिका है जो हम कभी नहीं भूलेंगे. The Constitution of India is not a mere lawyer's document, but it's the vehicle of life that keeps us going. India is a union of states. It is secular, socialist, sovereign, democratic republic with a parliamentary system of governance. 26 November 1949 was the day when our constitution was created. Every year, this day is celebrated to commemorate the day when constitution was created. This particular day is also called as National Law Day or Samvidhan Divas.
The declaration regarding the Constitution Day was made by our Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi in year 2015, which marked the 125th anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who chaired the drafting committee of Constituent Assembly. The announcement regarding this was made by our Prime Minister while he laid the foundation stone of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Statue of Equality Memorial in Mumbai. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is recognized as Father of Constitution. Prior to the announcement of Constitution Day, 26 November was also celebrated as Law Day. The day aims at highlighting the significance of our Constitution and to spread ideas and thoughts of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Our Constitution was drafted by a Constituent Assembly over a 165-day period. Our Constitution sets out fundamental rights, directive principles, duties of citizens, and declare India as socialist, sovereign, secular, and a democratic republic.
A constitution is a collection of rules and principles which set out how a state is to be governed. It provides a framework for all the important decisions to be taken by any government official, particularly the legislature, executive, and the judiciary. A constitution is important as it ensures that those who make decisions in place of the public fairly represent the public opinion. It also sets out ways in which those who experience power are clearly held responsible or accountable to the people they serve.
Constitution is not a mere lawyer's document. It is a vehicle of life, and its spirit is always the spirit of age.
Do you know why do we celebrate the Constitution Day? Well, it was on 26 November 1949 when the Constituent Assembly had adopted the Constitution of India, which later came into force on 26 January 1950. So, to commemorate this adoption of the Constitution of India, we celebrate the Constitution Day every year on 26 November.
Namaste. I am Dr. Rajendra Prasad. You must be knowing about me. I was elected as the Chairman of Constituent Assembly, responsible for drafting the Constitution of India. A lawyer by profession and a scholar by nature, I served as the chairman of 4 committees in the Constituent Assembly. Later, I was elected as the President of Independent India. I believe that in attaining our ideals, our means should be as pure as the end.
We are living in times when it has become hazardous to extol the greatness of our first Prime Minister who provided leadership to a free India for the longest stint in its history, 17 years. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru began steering the ship of the nation in tempestuous times when India had been partitioned and division was accompanied by communal killings, destruction and trans-border migrations on a horrendous scale. He led the process of building new institutions of democratic governance, a new culture of parliamentary democracy and also a new policy platform for the reconstruction of a poor and backward economy wholly incapable of meeting the aspirations of a newly liberated nation. He was also the paramount guide to establishing independent India's relation with the rest of the world on the principles of peace and universal brotherhood, because of which India's prestige in the Committee of Nations rose enormously. All this earned him the honorific title of Architect of Modern India.
India is the largest written constitution in the world. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the main architect of drafting the Indian constitution. According to B.R. Ambedkar, India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, assuring its citizens justice, equality, and liberty to create fraternity among them. B.R. Ambedkar wanted constitutional guarantees and protection to a wide range of civil liberties. B.R. Ambedkar wanted to remove all socio-economic inequalities and upliftment of India's depressed classes.
Now I am going to talk about what is the actual meaning of preamble in our constitution. A preamble is an introduction to a speech like the preamble of our constitution. The word preamble comes from a Latin word preambulus, which means walking before. Now I request you all to repeat this oath after me. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
The Indian Constitution was drafted by a Constituent Assembly consisting of 299 members. The Assembly took 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to complete the Constitution. The Indian Constitution is the longest and the lengthiest constitution in the world, consisting of 470 articles in 25 parts, 12 schedules and 104 amendments. The Indian Constitution borrows its various features from different constitutional traditions around the world. A long list of fundamental rights have been included in the Constitution, which are necessary for the development of an individual's personality. Along with the fundamental rights, a list of fundamental duties have also been included to observe a certain basic norms of democratic conduct and behavior. To ensure balanced institutional arrangement, it adopted parliamentary form and federal arrangement which distributes the governmental powers between the legislature and the executive on the one hand and between the central and the state governments on the other.
India has a guiding philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This understanding of patriotism can bring peace and prosperity to the country and the world. The globalization has brought the world closer than ever and taught the world to be more appreciative of the diversity of cultures, thoughts, and nationalities. The visionary project of International Solar Alliance (ISA), launched by a Prime Minister, is an example of how nations are coordinating in the globalized world.
The Indian Constitution is the longest written constitution in the world, consisting of 395 articles, 22 parts and 12 schedules. In the vast and descriptive constitution of our country are mentioned the 6 fundamental rights which have made us able to live a free, fair and just life. The Constitution of our India necessitates the conscientious understanding of the fundamental duties as well.
A constitution is important because it ensures that those who make decisions on behalf of the public fairly represent public opinion. It also set out the ways in which those who exercise power may be held accountable to the people they serve. Constitution play a key role in our daily life. Some roles of constitution that we see in our daily life are freedom of speech and expression. People protesting or expressing their views on certain policies of the government is the example of freedom of speech and expression. Freedom of travel. You, me and every citizen of this country has a right to move freely and to reside in any part of this country. Right to education. All kids are given educational opportunity no matter what their race, sex or ethnic background is.
Amendments of the Constitution refers to as the formal change in the text of the written constitution of a nation. For the Constitution to reflect the reality and necessity of the day, provisions of the constitutional amendments are necessary. If there had been no provision for the amendments, the people and the government would have adhered to some extra constitutional means like violence. Amendments are also necessary in order to fix the loopholes at the time of constitutional enactment. Amendments also guarantee essential rights and civil liberties such as free speech. Therefore, amendments made the difference in the way our constitution is interpreted.
So we must not try to find heaven in our motherland, but we must create it by preventing evils that still prevail in our society after innumerable efforts have been made by eminent personalities like Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So, on this Constitution Day of our country, let us all be driven by the very spirit of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who has rightly said, and I quote, "Ours is not the struggle for power nor for wealth. Ours is a struggle for freedom, for the claim of human personality."